Sean Meyer, Digital Content Editor with Municipal World, here at the Nova Scotia Federation of Municipalities Conference here in Halifax. I'm excited to have our first guest in this podcast series from the conference. Why don't you introduce yourself?
It's nice to be with you, Sean. My name is Cathy Hinton, and I am the mayor for Truro, Nova Scotia.
Pleased to have you here. So we're here at this lovely conference. Guessing you're enjoying the experience. Why do you feel it's important that we have these events?
Well, I think it's very important because the networking is so crucial. As we're trying to work together collaboratively with all the different areas and different scenarios that we're facing now in these changing times, I think to be able to reach out, share ideas and thoughts with our colleagues and get a different perspective. I think that's very important.
Absolutely. Speaking of the importance of that, what is your general feeling about the state of local government today?
Well, it is not for the thin-skinned.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to have a very tough interior and exterior to survive political politics today at any level, municipal, provincial, or federal. And many have decided it's just too much and they've had to step away.
Sure.
And I can certainly appreciate that. I worked with the province for 32 years before I was elected in 2016, so I kind of know the scenario of what's involved. However, when you're elected, you're wearing a different hat, and my eyes are wide open. The state of politics today, it's not easy. However, if you do it right and you do it with the right intentions, it can be the most rewarding job you'll ever have.
You still clearly believe in it because you're in it. Where does that come from? What keeps you going?
I'm a tough nut. And I came from a housing background, a tenancy background. So as I said one time live on the air, because we publish our council meetings, they go live. This is a cakewalk from where I came from. But I do believe that there are better days ahead. I still have great hope for our province in so many ways, and as a welcoming province, as a caring province. And I personally, as an elected official, want to give back and serve my community. That's so important for me.
That service, that feeling of giving to your community, in some respects, some people seem to feel that it's lost its way through all of this. And you referred to it's hard keeping people in it, or even once they're elected, staying in it. What do you tell those people? If somebody came to you, I'm thinking of running. I'm guessing you wouldn't warn them away. So what do you tell them? How do you prepare them?
Imagine your worst day. And if you think you can get through that, you're going to be okay.
Oh, wow.
Trust nobody, but trust yourself.
That's good advice.
That's what I personally believe. Because in the end, the only person we can ever truly count on is ourselves. And I think if we know that, knowing that we're going to have good days and we're going to have bad days. And over the last 8 years that I've been elected, first as a councillor, deputy mayor, and now mayor, I've had wonderful days and days when you just wonder if it's all worth it.
Sure.
Because they want to blame someone. And I understand that. People are frustrated. People are sometimes at the giving up hope. And that is so sad to see, because we have to have hope that tomorrow will be a better day or hang in through the difficult times. I believe that. I'm the eternal optimist, but I'm a realist at the same time. And I think in the ward that I represented for 8 years, my whole goal going in was to build a sense of community. And that was achieved. And we feel that. The ward that I represented feels a real sense of community. Now, my role has to shift to serving the 3 wards in our town, that we work for the whole town. We always did. We always represent the whole town, but we're elected by the ward. So, of course, our focus seems to go to that.
Sure.
But as mayor, my focus now is on all the citizens to make sure our town is safe and a welcoming community.
You do have a community focus now as mayor. And as a local politician, you've dealt with this all the time. People come up to you in the grocery store and say, why can't you fix this? Even if it doesn't your jurisdiction, they're still coming to you. Now you're the mayor. So ultimately, it doesn't matter what the problem is, they're coming to you. How do you deal with that?
Well, I stopped going to the grocery store. I ordered my groceries online.
That's good.
Because I was going at 7 a.m. because I was getting that. Well, I've always said that I want to be a representative for the people.
Mhm.
I'm really okay with that. It's been hard for my constituents to shift now that councillor for 8 years is now mayor.
Mhm.
So that falls to the 2 ward reps now. That's good.
Ah,
But
right.
they
Yeah.
can still always come to me. That's always going to be a given. I want to be, when I first got elected, I said, I don't want to leave here as a good councillor. I want to leave here as a great one. And I want to believe that I have tried to do that.
Mhm.
So when people come to me, I try to be as helpful as I can. I can't find the information. I try to get somebody that can. There are times when people get frustrated because I can't help them. It's
Sure.
out of my scope. Maybe it's at a different level. Maybe that's a provincial question. Then I
Sure.
can give them the resources to that. Maybe it's a federal question. But I will do everything I possibly can to help them. Some people are upset because they have a housing issue, but where they're living. But that is not the issue of the town. That is a residential tenancy issue, which is my background, so I know that. So I try to guide them in the right direction gently, but sometimes it has to be a little bit of a push.
Sure. Let's go to your community. You were elected to replace someone with a long history in your now chair. You are replacing that history. What does that feel like?
Change is very scary for many. And when you have a mayor who's been mayor for 27 years, on council for 34 years, it's scary.
Yeah.
I will tell you that it's taking me an adjustment to know that now I'm the mayor.
Mhm.
I said the other day, I'll have to ask the mayor, and I realized I am the mayor. So we've got used to that. There's citizens in this town who've known no other mayor
Sure.
but the former one.
Absolutely.
So I'm very cognizant of his legacy. When I walk in the hallway of council chambers to see so many men on the wall and to know that now my picture is going to hang there, that's, for me, I take the role very seriously. One of my constituents, who's well known, who's passed away, was the well-decorated Herb Peppert, World War II veteran. And he happened to live in the ward that I represent.
Mhm.
And he would always say to me, even when he right to the very end, you're a worker. And in my family, there's no better quality than that. So I really respect hard work. I look for that in the councillors. I really feel that, through hard work and dedication, we're elected to serve, we serve. So I want to focus on the work as a mayor, what needs to be done.
Mhm.
I'm in that office. I'll be in there almost every day, and I'm setting meetings. I'm trying to make my own way.
Sure.
The former mayor, he had his thing. I'm going to do my thing. And I already said change is not going to be easy. And I've already started with a few changes. But it's all change for the better.
Sure. You did reference all the men on those walls. You are the first woman to be mayor of
Yes.
Truro. Which means what to you?
Well, it means that I've made history, as I told my 2 young grandsons, who are very proud,
Yes.
and that the Hintons have made history in the town of Truro.
Mhm.
Our family was one of the first settlers in Colchester, the Curtises of Colchester. There's a book about us. So this is a lovely footnote. And for me, a little bittersweet. My parents have passed away. I'm an only child, and so they would have been so proud. But when I took my oath, I had their picture in my pocket, and it was like they were watching over me. So it means a lot. I think our town, 1875, 149 years later, the first female mayor. I'll be the first female mayor's. The picture will be on the wall with all the men, and already got the picture ready to go. And it's a good feeling. I really feel. I just spoke to a grade 4 class 2 days ago, and they were just absolutely precious in their questions. And one little one said to me, "Girl power," and I thought it shows that there's no job anyone cannot do, be they man or woman,
Mhm.
right? And I will bring a different perspective as a woman. How can I not?
Absolutely.
And I welcome that.
We talked about what it meant to you, and you just touched on. What do you think it does mean to little girls in your community, to women across the country, another woman being in a mayor's chair?
Well, I think it means a lot. And I was when we had our orientation session after the election, many of the female mayors come up to me. They were really glad to welcome me into the fold. And I like to be a woman that helping other women, not just helping myself. I don't respect anyone that the only one they're helping is the reflection that looks back in the mirror. So I want to feel as a woman, I can pave a way for other women. And I'm hoping maybe I'm the first female mayor in Truro, but I'm certainly hoping I'm not going to be the last.
Well, that's an uplifting way to end this conversation. Thanks, Kathy.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.